Hello, my beautiful aquas. Welcome to Aqua Essence. My name is Teddy. If you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a safe space for all aquas, sun, moon, rising, ascendant, and any other aqua placements. If it resonates, please like, share, subscribe. That way other aquas can find us. Today's reading, I was just having a couple of downloads this morning. I really am just going to freestyle it and kind of see where the reading takes us. But this morning I had a message come to me, a couple messages. The first one was in relation to the quote from the Bible that, what is it? It goes, idle hands are the devil's playground. I think that's the saying. Something about idle hands. So yeah, I got this message earlier about idle hands, and essentially it's time for you to get to work and whatever that means for you. As far as like regards to your purpose or what you do for work or whatever you're putting your time and your energy to, idle hands are the devil's playground. So if you're not in your purpose, if you're not using your hands, I think also Gemini rolls over the hands and the arms. So that's very on point for the message since we are in Gemini season. Idle hands are the devil's playground was the message that I got. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of go into the reading and just see really just what are some other messages we can take with us. This is the time if you're still coming out of that, pretty much that eclipse energy, still coming out of that energy, knowing to, have some patience, have some grace with yourself, because we're still shedding a lot of that old cycle. But I just kept hearing this like idle hands are the devil's playground. So make sure you're, using your hands, you're using essentially I heard earlier also too, it's like the gifts that God, the universe, spirit has given you, using these gifts in a way that can help turn your pain into purpose. So whatever that means or resonates for you, using that to, using the pain you've experienced in your life and transmuting it into something beautiful, into something healing. Yeah, that's kind of the message I got, but let's pull some cards and see what we got. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I also woke up really early this morning, and I noticed that my throat has just been bothering me. It's just really dry. So please excuse me if my throat or if my voice doesn't sound as clear. But that also felt like a message too. I feel like some of you, your throat chakra may have been feeling blocked. I feel like you may not have been speaking or saying what it is that you truly think, truly feel. And that's where I feel like this throat chakra energy is coming up. Something needs to be expressed. So with this full moon we have this weekend, this is a great time to really just, think about what needs to be said, what needs to come to the surface, so that way it can like clear your throat chakra, clear that energy up for you. Okay. Okay, bottom of the deck, we got health. Again, this one came out, I believe, the last reading too, health. That heart chakra energy. We're getting this energy again, so I feel like this is really calling out for us to really take care of our health on all spectrums. I heard also financial health with this green, and the health energy I've been getting is just like really tuning in with what your like finances and like the health of because I'm getting this energy of like the way you're living, working, the way you're using your energy isn't sustainable, and it's not helping you what's the word? It's not helping you compound on what you already have. If anything, it's draining you. Look at what's draining you in regards to work, in regards to even financially, if it's someone or something, an expense or anything like that. That's really costing you your financial health, of you being able to like use your money in a way that's going to help you grow. That's the bottom of the deck. Also have meditation here. So with the meditation, that's giving me it's time to really just like tune in, to tap in, using this weekend, using just the time you have to check in with yourself and really just do a self meditation. With this meditation also I heard affirmation. So a good trick I learned is to, if you record yourself saying specific affirmations like I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am abundant, everything works out for me, I am protected, and everything works out for me. Those are examples of affirmations you can use that can really just help clear your energy from a day-to-day basis. I know us Aquarians, we have a tendency to overthink and hold on to certain, it's almost like, how do I say it? It's almost like looking, it's like we have a tendency to dwell on certain situations, trying to create another outcome. So I heard that whatever outcome, this is a time to accept it and move on and move forward. I also have friendship here. So check on your friends is what I heard. Check on your strong friend is what I heard. Also, if you are that strong friend, this is a time to tune into your health and finding a meditation practice, finding something that brings you just a little bit more peace in your life to make the decisions that make you feel empowered. With this friendship too, we're going to clarify some of these cards with the tarot, but with this friendship, also it's right above my way or the highway. For some of you, you might be in a friendship or a relationship that may feel either one-sided, or it feels like there is that conflict or push and pull. Also keep in mind, this may not be your story. Take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else that needs it. With this friendship is just knowing that friendship is a two-way street, and just being more aware of how your friendships serve you for the best, for the highest good for yourself and also for your friend. We also got fortune favors the brave right above meditation. So what this is giving me, and also with fortune favors the brave is giving me a lot of that Sagittarius energy. We're going into that full moon in Sagittarius this weekend, and Jupiter, which rules over Sagittarius, pretty much rules over abundance, good luck, really making those risks or making those leaps of faith in a very like guided way. And with fortune favors the brave is really just like, should you take the time to meditate and tune in with yourself and how you're feeling, it's going to lead to ideas and breakthroughs, and also to like those connections that help you create more abundance. With fortune favors the brave here, some of you might be feeling called to step into more either leadership qualities, or just even just more stepping into what scares you, essentially. With the fortune favors the brave, it's like, and sorry if you hear my dog in the background, I have a puppy, and he's got his chew toy, so don't mind if you hear some squeakings in the background. But fortune favors the brave here is really letting me know that you are supported. The universe and your guides are letting you know that you are supported in whatever decisions you feel guided to for the highest good of yourself and the highest good of all. I heard don't overthink it. I heard don't think more than you act. So whatever that means for you is essentially, it's like, don't overthink it. Overthink the situation to the point to where it puts you in a place it takes you out of alignment, right? When we overthink, we dwell, we try to create the outcome before the outcome manifests itself. We take our hands away from, what is it? Like we take the power that we should be putting into the situation and turn it against ourselves. And create opportunities that don't lead to abundance, as opposed to just being brave, being courageous, and just moving forward and how that looks like for you. So, and I'm also going to this is a full moon in Sagittarius reading, or just like pre-moon message, just to kind of like tune into the energy. All right, on the bottom, I have the third eye chakra. So some of you might be feeling this third eye chakra energy. You might be feeling or finding yourself feeling a lot more in tune with the world around you. I feel like also like getting out in nature, tuning into the ecosystem around you is going to help you open your third eye. I heard also fasting. So some of you might be fasting before this full moon or for the full moon, doing either intermittent fasting or just whatever fasting works best for you. With this third eye chakra is giving me just really tuning into, you know, seeing through the bullshit, essentially. With the third eye, is giving me like you really stepping out of your own head and stepping into your heart, stepping into your highest knowledge or highest power. It's giving me high priestess energy. So some of you might be getting into your own spiritual practices, getting back into your meditation, getting back into your body is what I heard too. So using this third eye chakra energy to really just allow you to see past the three-dimensional of our reality, since we live in such a three-dimensional experience. We are interdimensional beings. So we're constantly in different dimensions. It's just with third eye chakra allows you to kind of, I heard passport. I don't want to hear the word passport. Some of you might need to renew your passport. You might be traveling this summer. You might be feeling called to travel, because with third eye chakra, I just saw someone like with a interdimensional passport that allows them, you know, free passage through different realms, essentially. So some of you might be ready, might be called to either move to a different environment or even get a passport, travel internationally, even if it's just like traveling to a different part of your state or wherever you live. I heard travel is going to be very important for your third eye expansion. So definitely be open to the conversations or the communications you come across. It might help you get to the next place on your journey to like continue your third eye expansion. Okay. So let's get into some of the tarot. This one I'm reading from is called the Madhouse Tarot, and it was designed by Eugene Beninsky. It's also very intense, but I feel like the energy, especially with the full moon in Scorpio, we're going to go deep. So just bear with me. What's the meditation energy? Okay. With meditation, we have Ace of Swords reversed and Strength reversed. Now with this imagery and in this deck, with the Ace of Swords and the Strength reversed is letting me know that it is time for a meditation. With the Ace of Swords is letting me know that some of you are still going through a lot of mental hurt. And some of you are still putting yourself through the mental hurt with the Strength reversed here. I want to clarify the Strength reverse. But the Strength reverse is essentially you coming out of a place to where you feel immobilized. Some of you, I feel like, may have been encountering a lot of like mental health struggles, or like encountering something to where it's like, with this Ace of Swords, it's like a certain isolation I'm feeling with this. Some of you might be coming out of like a heavy isolation to where it's like you can't really, you can put it into words on how you're feeling, but the things that you are feeling so deeply. And so like, I don't know, I'm just getting this like really like deep rooted trauma, like coming back up. And with the Ace of Swords is essentially, this is letting me know like it is okay to talk about these things. It's okay to let it go. With meditation can help you really release some of the pain and some of the trauma and the hurt, and just where the mind is stuck. Because what the Ace of Swords is giving me, like your mind has been stuck and been able to move forward, been able to move in a direction that feels freeing, and that way you can make decisions from a healed place. Or from this is like giving me like you've been making decisions from an unhealed place. But with strength reverse is letting me know, because this is how it looks upright. So when strength is reverse is giving me like you're coming out of a time to where I also heard like not self-medicating. Sorry guys, but yes, strength reverse is giving me that it's time to come out of the darkness. It's time to really release the things that are keeping you stuck. I feel like even with the strength reverse is almost giving me like you're feeling limited by the people around you. Almost this could be someone in your energy or someone that benefits you from being in this position, benefits you from being able to defend yourself or stand up for yourself. This is giving me like it's time for you to like step into your true power for the sake of your mental health, for the sake of your peace. All right, let's see what this friendship's about. Can we get a card for a friendship? Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. I got 10 of Cups. So with this 10 of Cups is also one of the most emotionally fulfilling cards in the deck. With 10 of Cups, this one, I heard off the bat, like, if some of you, if any of you have lost a friend or a best friend, or this could be a family member, someone who's really meaningful and just their presence was just so healing and loving, I heard that they're still with you. Wow, this is almost making me emotional because I feel like they've been with you during these trials and during these painful experiences that you have been going through. And they are with you here. That love that they have for you is still here. So I'm so sorry if you lost someone close to you, someone that you love. This could also be a pet or emotional support pet. With friendship here, and the 10 of Cups is letting me know that it's time to tend back into those friendships, but also learning how to be a better friend to yourself. With the 10 of Cups also is giving me just like tuning into the things that make you feel the most loved, makes you feel the most seen, in a way that you can like not pour from an empty cup. But I'm definitely getting like someone definitely lost a friend or lost someone that they could confide in, someone that they could really just like be free and open. And also I heard communicate with I'm getting more of the blue chakra energy. Or sorry, more of the throat chakra energy. Someone that you could communicate really openly and really freely. Like I was saying, check on your friends, because I hear also your friends might be going through a really hard time too. Your friends also might be struggling and having a harder time to communicate or even connect with. So this is the time, I feel like, with this full moon, really tuning into those friendships that are the most meaningful to you and finding ways to cultivate that. Really beautiful energy. All right, so let's see what this fortune favors the brave. Also, if you're still tuning in, thank you for hanging out with me. If it resonates, please like, share, subscribe, or drop a Aquarius emoji down below. Sorry, the video got cut. But yeah, let's do a card for the fortune favors the brave. What's this energy about? Queen of Coins came out. So I heard allow yourself to be seen because you don't know who's watching. If you look at this card, there is like a figure in the background. Yeah, I feel like with this fortune favors the brave is like, I feel like spirit is calling you to really just like show out more and show up more for yourself. That looks like, I don't know, like dressing up when you go out or just putting in more effort, like basically showing up as the abundance that you want, right? Because you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's waiting right around the corner to just really just add on to your abundance. Let me add more to this. So with Queen of Cups, yeah, I heard just like show up in your best self. yeah, put more into your appearance, put a little bit more into showing up in a more abundant way that you feel like reflects the type of abundance you want and the type of abundance you want to be attracted to. I heard that in order to attract, you have to be attractive. That's what I heard. Eight of Wands. Now, when I see this Eight of Wands, here is letting me know that with the fortune favors the brave, like I was saying earlier, like some of you might be feeling the fear of going for what it is that you want. But with the Eight of Wands here is letting me know that you are more well equipped than you think you are. Some of you might be feeling like this defensive energy or feeling like, you know, or almost like talking yourself out of opportunities or like talking yourself out of doing something because you feel that it's going to lead you back to where you started, right? It's going to lead you back to where you've already been from. And it's almost like I'm just getting this energy of someone who's like not willing to let go of the past with the Queen of Coins, so basically Queen of Pentacles, and Eight of Wands is basically like you're going to have to surrender to the fear that you're feeling instead of working against it. It's like feel the fear and do it anyway is what I heard. With the fortune favors the brave, like feel the fear and do it anyway, because at the end of the day, like you're going to show up as the most abundant version of yourself for taking a risk. So yeah, any risks or like leaps of faith that you feel guided to take right now. Also, I hear like, because with the Eight of Wands, like the paintbrush is giving me like a creative pursuit, right? So you might be an artist, you might be a creative person, even if you're not the most artistic person. I heard coming up with creative solutions, right? I'm hearing this like, or seeing someone just like come up with really creative solutions, working smarter and not harder, because the Eight of Wands can represent essentially like putting in too much energy and not getting that result out. With Queen of Coins, the reason why Queen of Coins is so abundant is that she works smarter. She makes her money or makes her resources work for her. Essentially, I don't know, even with the Eight of Wands, for some reason, I'm getting a feeling of like a trap, or like you're setting, I don't know. It's the energy of like, what's that saying? It's like you don't tell your left hand what your right hand's doing, kind of thing. So some of you might feel like that's the only way you can win or like create that abundance in your situation. It's like you're gonna have to be a bit more strategic. With the Eight of Wands is giving me like, with fortune favors the brave, is like whatever the situation is calling for you to step up in that courage and bravery, you're gonna have to add a little bit of strategy to it. You're gonna have to, I heard, don't hate the player, hate the game. So you might be feeling this energy. You might come across a situation to where it's like you might feel that way. Like, don't hate the player, don't hate the game. You know, because Queen of Coins is also like with the, there's like playing cards in the background and she's holding an ace, I believe, in her hand. So it's like you hold all the cards, like you hold all the right cards for your success. It's just, you know, don't allow yourself to fall into a trap in the makings of your own mind. All right, and we've got the my way or the highway. Even with that my way or the highway, I feel like that's very on brand for Aquarius energy. I feel like we can be very my way or the highway. This card also kind of, to me, represents a bit more of like knowing when to compromise and knowing when not to, right? But let's get a card. And let's see if we can get more clarification on the my way or the highway. What's this fork in the road? What's this situation manifesting as? Oop, I've got the Eight of Coins reversed and the Fool reversed. So with the my way or the highway and the Fool reverse is giving, it's almost as if you are, because this doesn't feel too much as a conflict. Maybe it is a conflict between another person, but I'm reading this as like an internal conflict. It's like you want to put in the work to get a new beginning, but with the full reverse is like you're still holding on to an old cycle and you're wanting to start a new cycle, right? With the my way or the highway is essentially like, I feel like spirit, it's almost like a message from spirit. I first interpreted it as like a conflict between another person, right? It's like someone else wants their way, you want your way. And there's that compromise that has to happen. But this is almost feels like, bear with me, it feels like a message from spirit. Spirit is essentially like guiding you to like a new beginning that you ultimately want. But this highway is essentially like, are you going to go in the direction that is led by spirit and that's going to lead to fulfillment? It's going to be a bit more work and a bit more trust on your end, but are you willing to surrender your ego? Are you willing to surrender that old cycle? Because with the 8 of Coins upright, it represents a period of hard work and strategy, hard work, consistency. With 8 of Coins is letting me know that the way that you're going about something may not be the most strategic. It might not be the most consistent. And spirit is saying that in order for this new beginning to really come in the way that it needs to create a new path for you, because this is ultimately a path, right? My way or the highway. That's like a fork. I see like a fork in the road. There's 2 paths, right? Spirit is saying that it's time to release the attachment to the old cycle and the older version of yourself. Because even with the full reverse, I see the skeleton. I see the skull in the card is giving me essentially like you're holding on to like an old mentality that's not going to help you create more abundance. But I want to clarify this. Let's clarify the full. Let's clarify the full reverse. What's holding us back? Ooh, Aquarius. Why? My way or the highway. So I asked, what's holding us back? What mentality is holding us back from initiating this new beginning, this new cycle of work, consistency, abundance? And we have the 8 of Swords reversed. Now, 8 of Swords reversed typically represents an energy of just like very uncompromising energy, very uncompromising. But in this depiction, I saw this card earlier while I was flipping the deck. But the 8 of Swords, this is also giving me more of that knowing when to ask for help. Because if you can tell in the imagery of this, it's essentially, I feel like this is some of you to spirit. This is spirit trying to get you to take care of yourself, take care of your responsibilities, trying to essentially by the spoonful kind of offer you a chance, but you're still being very closed off. Which is my way or the highway. Some of you might be feeling like that. Some of you might be feeling like if my manifestations don't come in the way that I see it as, I don't want it. And I feel like it can put you in a position to where it's denying you a new beginning. Because we have 8 of Coins here. We have 2 8s, 8 8. So something about 8 8 might be resonant with 8 8. First thing came to mind was Scorpio, because that's the 8th sign. So something about eighth house. You might also want to look at your 8th house in astrology. It is also a Scorpio moon. So some of you might be feeling this. Some of you might be feeling the self-imposed restriction. Spirit is saying, loosen up your grip on whatever it is that you want to manifest. Some of you might be, and I feel it's also very Aquarius. It's almost like, especially if you're more Capricorn cusp, I feel, or if you have more Capricorn in your chart, or more that Saturnian influence. With 8 of Swords here is giving like, I can't open myself up. It's almost like, I don't know, because I get the feeling of someone feeling like they don't deserve to have their basic needs met. They may not be saying it. It's a very unconscious belief or response. But I'm hearing spirit is saying like, you have to take care of yourself. I don't know who needs to hear this, and I'm not sure who needs that message, but in order for you to get to the most fulfilling version of what your life looks like for you, you're going to have to surrender a little bit of that self-control. Because I don't know, even with this card, it's like you have the two people, but there's also this person peeking through the window. I feel like that's almost your like inner child, or like your subconscious. It's like, this is your ego, your conscious being like, no way. I'm not doing that. I'm not going back. Like, I'm not asking for help. I don't need your help is what it's giving. But with the character in the other person in the back is essentially like, there is a part of yourself that knows you need the help of others and knows that you have to open up yourself up. But it's essentially the question of like, are you willing to go? What is that song? I just heard that song. It's that Lenny Kravitz song. I think it's Are you gonna go my way? I haven't heard that song in years. Maybe there's a message in that song, so maybe after the reading you want to listen to it. But I'm getting this energy like, you're going to have to decide which path you're going to take. And with that path requires a little bit of surrendering on your part. So keeping that in mind. And the third eye chakra, let's get, if you're still tuned in with me, drop a Aquarius emoji down below. I don't know. Let me know if it resonates, if any of this is resonating with you. I just felt so guided just to freestyle it today. I've been in my own little hermit energy, doing some healing on my end. All right, let's clarify the third eye chakra. What's this third eye chakra revealing? What's this third eye chakra exposing? What is this? Ooh, third eye chakra want us to know. All right. 10 of Wands, 9 of Coins, and 7 of Cups. That's quite a bit to unpack. Let's start with the 10 of Wands. With the third eye chakra and the 10 of Wands, that's letting me know that your third eye chakra is revealing in the ways that you really overburden yourself. You overbook yourself. This is also going back to what I was saying about delegating your energy, knowing how to work smarter, not harder, but also not to take on too much. With the 10 of Wands here is giving me like, there's too much on your plate, which is the irony, right? The third eye talks about being able to see without using our actual eyes. In this card, you can't even see the head of the person that's holding all of this. So some of you might be feeling that. Some of you might be holding a burden, not even just in work or in life. This could be also like traumas and experiences. You could be holding on to so much, and then everything is just kind of piling onto you to where you can't see a clear direction, a clear path. With this 10 of Wands, spirit is saying that with that third eye chakra, like it's going to be revealed to you more and more. I heard burnout. So this might also, like this third eye chakra, this awakening is going to be probably initiated through a burnout. Some of you might avoid that burnout just by, tuning into through meditation, tuning into yourself and knowing like, okay, enough is enough. That's kind of what I heard too, like knowing when enough is enough. I feel like this also might be some of you like in your position at work where it's like you're holding on, but you have to remember you only have two hands. There's only so much you can hold, you can carry at one time. Even going back to that 8 of Swords is like allowing other people to share the load with you is what I heard. So I heard drop the burdens. Whatever is burdening you, it's time to drop it, at least even for a while. Like I was saying, I'm still getting more of that. Like some of you might need a vacation, take a trip, being around people that make you feel fulfilled, that make you feel light, or at least that makes your heart feel light. Makes you feel a bit more freer. This third eye chakra is also revealing the Nine of Coins. Now, the Nine of Coins represents a very abundant energy, but in this deck, the Nine of Coins essentially to me represents like really standing your ground in your values, your ideas. If you look at this card, it's almost like these hands are all trying to reach you. I feel like, especially the more you glow up, like I heard, the more you glow up and the more abundant you become, the more people are going to want more from you. The more that, you know, it's an opportunity for those takers, those people that are having even that, like going back to the friendship, like the one-sided relationships, the one-sided friendships. Even this could be family. This could also be work too. Those things that drain your energy. Nine of Coins is essentially making yourself untouchable. I was watching a video on Instagram a couple days ago, and I just came across it, and it was saying how to be accessible, but untouchable, right? It's like you can be available and give when you can and when you need to, but ultimately having something saved for yourself. I feel like this also might be some of you. Someone might be coming to you wanting to put their burdens on you, right? And you're like, my hands are crossed, my hands are tied. Essentially, someone's looking for you. Hey, I need you to carry my weight. I need you to carry my burden, my traumas. There's a difference between holding space for someone and like being that friend for them, or like being there to help them out. But with the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Coins is essentially being like, nah, I'm good. I feel this also could be a job. Like, I don't know, I get the feeling of someone like at work, or them being like, okay, we need you to take on more responsibility. Or this could be you know, put it where it fits in your life, but this could be someone at your work situation being like, okay, we're gonna need you to take on more. We're gonna need you to, you know, take on more burdens. And this could be you being like, nah, I'm good. My hands are crossed. Like, I'm good with what I have. And that's essentially like, that's the beauty I see in the Nine of Coins, is that being like, you know what, I have more than enough to work with. Nine of Coins isn't quite the 10, because with the 10, it usually involves other people. But with the Nine of Coins represents a sense of being fulfilled on your own way. And third chakra is revealing Seven of Cups. So what the Seven of Cups is giving, Seven of Cups is really speaking out to, you could be in a position where you have a lot of options, right? and the truth of the medicine in Seven of Cups is like, not every option is your best option. Also, I heard options are illusions, because when you're in alignment and you know which option is meant for you, not every option looks so appealing, especially when you really tune into it and tune into like, what will this serve from me? I feel like this is also taking me back to that self-medicating. I feel like this is a great time to really cut back, especially I feel like also during Saturn and Pisces also. This, I think Saturn and Pisces is gonna be doing its thing for the next 3 years or so. And Pisces rolls over essentially like the dream realm, you know, when we're inebriated and when we're on drugs, and like it rolls over like dreams, illusions, projections, subconscious. A lot of that, I feel like with this Seven of Cups is really speaking out to like, you know what I mean? Like the options look different when you're in a different state, right? If you're in a low vibrational, if you're inebriated, if you're self-medicating, if you're depressed, like the options around you look different, as opposed to when you're leading in love and light and keeping your energy light, right? So I feel like your third eye chakra is really just revealing the best and the worst options on just really putting it on the table. So some of you might be in a position to where it's like you see every option on the table. I feel like that's also very on brand for Saturn and Pisces, because with Pisces energy, it holds all the energy of all of the zodiacs, meaning that you're gonna have all the options on the table. But with this is like I was saying, going back to it, knowing that you are enough, choosing an option that ultimately compounds that fact that you are enough and that you have enough, not sacrificing that. Even the energy, the presence is totally different in this energy, where this is very like confident in being like, even in the worst situation possible, you know that you're going to make it through, you know, you're going to be okay. Where Seven of Cups is more so, you're surrendering your power. So I just hear called to just say to whoever also needs to see that, like, whatever option puts you in a position where you feel powerless is not an option. So I'm going to repeat that. So whatever option puts you into a position where you feel powerless, it is not an option. It's not an option for you. Okay, so let's do a couple oracles. I have the Pleasure Oracle right here, which is really beautiful. It's going to give us a beautiful pleasure message, something that can allow us to like tune more into our bodies, our minds, and our hearts. Okay, this one says, time to ripen. In answer to most of life's questions, give it time. Time makes everything better if you observe its passing. Experience makes one wiser if you reflect on its lessons. And aging cultivates a greater capacity for pleasure if you allow it to. Like a flower blooming or a peach ripening in the sun, there is so much beauty in how the unfolding of time marks you. And the action says, savor it to experience the fullness of life. Curse aging and you deny yourself the pleasure of being completely present in your own life. Getting older is a gift not all of us have the luxury of receiving. Cherish it daily. So I feel like that's such a beautiful message to just tune into, just back in the theme of just like the mutable energy of the Gemini season, of just like, this is a season where it does call us to be a bit more present. For some of you might be just kind of in a point to where you might be thinking about your age and thinking about, you know, what you've accomplished, where you feel like you should be, what you may or may have not done, where it's just like, I don't know. I feel like with some of you too, this also might resonate for some of you. I feel like if your manifestation hasn't came in the way that you expected to at a certain age, it's because you're essentially a late bloomer. And I feel like you have more of a greater abundance to be born and manifested, just because the best things in life take time. If things, you know, when you think about, it's the difference between going to fast food, going to McDonald's, and if you ate that consistently versus you making your own food, growing your own food, and like putting the love and the energy into it, the way that the nutrients hit in our body hits different, because the time and energy and love that's put into it really does change the whole way it's just perceived. And like, that's really kind of going back to the message of just like being present. So I feel like for some of you, it might be a time to just like do some meditation, really tune into just your body, how you're feeling, and just the body you're in now, right? Because as we get older, you know, our body stays with us our whole life, and our body goes through those changes. So I feel like for some of you, this might be a time to tune into like really how your body's feeling in the present moment. You know, also like giving love to your body in the present moment, you know. All right, let's get a moonology. Let's see what moon face has a message for us. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. And we're still in Gemini season. I actually want to read from the book on this one. We're still in Gemini season, but concluding the full moon, the upcoming full moon in Sagittarius. So within, I want to say about the next 3 or 4 weeks, it'll be about another 2 weeks until we get that new moon in Cancer. So another 2 or 3 weeks till we get that new moon in Cancer. So I feel like for some of you, might be having a new beginning or some new manifestations that are going to show up around this new moon in Cancer. So definitely like focus on just still like releasing, doing those meditations, being brave in the ways you can. But with this message, it's you and your loved ones are safe. Some of you might also have a Cancer moon or might be around the energy of a Cancer moon. With Cancer moon placement, the moon's natal place or the natal home is in Cancer when the moon is in Cancer. So with this new moon in Cancer, to me, and saying that for you, because Cancer is, if you look at the astrology chart, Cancer sits at the bottom of the astrology chart, right? It represents our most primal instinctual self. That's why people say it can represent so much it can represent so much emotional energy because it represents our primal instinctual nurturing, essentially like on a genetic level. It's not as evolved, but that's essentially the purpose, right? But I have the book here. Let's read it. There's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection to the people and places you hold dearest. This can be to do with a member of your family, a roommate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forward with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. You've been neglecting your family. It's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something that you can work on now. Doing so can bring you to your heart's desire. Attune to the moon, put your family first. The new moon in Cancer can be a super emotional time. The moon is all about emotion, and Cancer is a water sign and also very emotional. Saying that, the moon is very happy in the sign of Cancer. It's one of her 2 home signs along with Taurus. So you might also have a Taurus moon, know a Taurus moon, or might have Taurus or Cancer in your chart. Also look for those signs in your chart and kind of see where that energy sits for you. So yeah, whenever you pull this card, suggest that whatever happens next will be in your favor, especially for family matters. So some of you might have been feeling stuck in a living situation or stuck in a home environment. I feel like if you also have a family, if you have kids, this is going to be a time to where the more you nurture yourself, the more you tune into the divine love that is surrounding you and less on the things that aren't working out for you, the more you tune into the love and just the support of your family, whatever that means for you. Because I feel like also with some of this new moon in Cancer, I felt this tug at my heart when I pulled it, because I feel like essentially also too, some of you may resonate, you may not. I feel like some of you Aquarians might be having or might have really difficult relationships with your family. In particular, mother, since Cancer represents the archetypal mother energy. So some of you might be struggling with a mother figure, or you might be struggling being able to connect and be vulnerable with your family. Sorry, as soon as I started talking, my throat chakra started My throat started bothering me. So I feel like also too, some of you might need to communicate something to your family. There's something that needs to be said. There's something that needs to be expressed, instead of holding it in. Because as soon as I started talking about family, my throat started getting really dry. But yeah, with this energy, it's New Moon in Cancer is essentially saying that it's time to really just, like I said, go back into really growing more of what it is that you want to manifest, focusing on what works for you, focusing on what makes you feel empowered and feel strong, as opposed to focusing on what keeps you distracted, or focusing on things that keep you distracted from the ultimate goal, from the purpose. Like I was saying, going back to that initial reading, the initial message of the reading, of it being about idle hands and about being of service, being of purpose more. Your purpose in this life, more than anything besides, just accomplishing and being successful. The most important thing you can do as a human being on this earth is to give love and to share love, is to share yourself, share your wisdom and your gifts and your talents with others, and watch them grow and manifest in others. I feel like that's the most important, beautiful thing you can do as a human being, and to take some pressure off of yourself. Because I feel like a lot of you, I'm just feeling the collective energy of just all of this self-criticism and all of this I heard self-hate on a baseline level. This could be projected from family. Some of you might come from really difficult families that essentially has made you adopt a sense of self-hate, or also like self-betrayal. And I feel like if your family constantly puts you in those positions, if your family constantly puts you in these positions to where it's like you're overburdening yourself, or you're just, I don't know, it's giving me just like, I can see someone like losing a sense of their identity, a sense of who they are, because of family or because of their obligations. And it's not the way to do it, my friend. There's so much more love and abundance, and there's so much more you have to offer. And I don't know, this is the time to really get into your purpose. This is your time to really draw those lines in the sand. This is really, even I keep getting drawn to this card because it's essentially like this person isn't budging. Like there's nothing you can say or do to talk this person out of the position that they're in. And I mean that from a sense of like knowing your self-worth. There's a difference between this and this, where it's like, there's a difference between being stubborn and fixated for the sake of being stubborn. And there's a difference of being like, even with the close off energy, there's two different energies attached to it. The Nine of Coins is essentially being like, I'm good. I feel like this also could be your own like personal demons kind of reaching at you and kind of looking to grab you. And you could be like, no, I put my boundary down. I know my worth. I know my value. I know that I'm worth more than this. This could be someone, I also heard like someone try to drag you down to their level. Like I was saying, getting more of that idle hands energy. If you noticed in the cards, you can't even see their hands. Their hands are on themselves, tucked in on themselves, as opposed to having open hands and just, for whoever wants to use them. That's such an eerie message. All right, so let's get one more. If you're still with me, thank you for rocking with me. I don't know. Let me know if it resonates for me, this whole, the moons always hit me in an impactful way. I'm a Cancer rising, so I'm always going along with the phases of the moon. But let's get an archangel message. What does our angels and our ancestors want us to know going into this weekend as we're awakening and our third eyes being activated? What is the highest messages for our good? Let's get one more. All right, bottom of the deck, I got claircognizance. Claircognizance is one of the psychic gifts that you can have. Claircognizance is essentially having guided or divine thoughts and ideas. And I feel like this is very on brand for Aquarius. So I feel like if you have been feeling like I'm getting like writer's block, if you've been feeling like creatively blocked, if you've been feeling like kind of like mentally stuck, with claircognizance is letting me know that you are going to be having a lot more dreams, thoughts, and ideas that are going to show themselves to you. At that point, it's up to you if you want to act on them or not. But I do feel like these ideas are going to be the creative, like, aha moments that you've been waiting for. I feel like also if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling limited by your options in life, or just like whether it's work or whether it's romantic, claircognizance is going to be, I heard, right place at the right time. So yeah, going back to the like fortune favors the brave, really like putting yourself out there, like trusting yourself when you get those intuitive hits and ideas and just going with it. It's very Gemini season, especially I'm getting the idea, like I'm getting the like someone going to like one of their favorite restaurants or going to their favorite coffee shop or going to the park and like you meet someone or like, you know what I mean? I just heard like, especially like during this time, like get out the house. I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who's been cooped up in the house the last couple of weeks, but it's time to get out the house. Go to one of your favorite spots or places that you feel intuitively guided to, because who knows, you could be meeting the right person there. You could be meeting that right opportunity that spirit is leading you towards. And let's see, also got overcoming difficulties. So we got this card last time we did the reading. Overcoming difficulties. The worst is over. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So the fact that this is coming out twice in a row is letting me know that to definitely still be kind, be patient to yourself, but also recognize how far you have grown. Like, it's almost making me emotional because it's just this reminder of just that the worst is now over. It is okay to release all of the lingering pain and the hurt that still sits in your heart, because the worst is over now. I just heard like it's time to rest now. So also knowing when it is time for you to take that rest. It's essentially, I just got a vision of like a warrior at battle. Essentially, I feel like you've been battling and just showing up even on your worst days. And it's seen, this like spirit sees you, your angels see you, and they want you to know that the worst is over. We also got crystal clear intentions with Archangel Michael. Be clear about what you desire. Focus upon it with unwavering faith. So Archangel Michael is one of the most powerful archangels. With this Archangel Michael, spirit is letting me know that, you know, the worst is over now, but it's time to get clear. Especially with the sword. Let's see, with the sword. Yeah, I'm trying to see what other swords we got. Yeah, with the Archangel Michael and that sword, that's like the sword of truth, right? So it's time to be truthful and honest to yourself in like asking myself, like, are these decisions I'm making getting me to go where I need to be? I heard also too, it's almost on like a macro and a micro level. Like before you make a decision, or before, even when you're like going about your day and someone is being like, hey, do you want to take on more? Do you want to do this thing? Being like, asking yourself, being like, is this worth my time? Is this, if I do this, is it going to give me the result that's going to make me feel fulfilled? Is it going to give me a result I can stand upon? Or is it going to keep me stuck and still like hungry for more? Because that's what I heard. I just, I don't know who Aquarius out there needs to hear this, but go eat something. I don't know if you've had a snack today or had food today, but go eat something. Go treat yourself. I heard a smoothie. But yeah, with crystal clear intentions, Archangel Michael is saying that it is time to be really clear on what it is that you want. It's time to be really specific on what it is that you want to see grow and manifest in your life. It's time to get serious about it. And it's time to focus on it, not only just be serious and make the decision, but also focus upon it with unwavering faith. And that's also bringing me back to that full moon in Jupiter that we have, because Jupiter is all about faith. The full moon in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, that Jupiter energy has to do with really like, that fortune favors the brave. You have to be willing to take a risk upon yourself. You have to be willing to believe in yourself almost on a delusional level. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's like believe in yourself and add delusion on top of it, because on the other side of that is going to be that desire fully actualized. You're going to see your desire play out in your life fully. And lastly, I have Counselor. I love this card. Just the imagery is so beautiful. Some of you, I feel like, are natural teachers or natural guides. Some of you also might be readers yourself, might be spiritualists. But from the reading so far, it's almost like I've been getting this, like, you've been so in your head or almost separated or isolated from your spiritual gifts or even your spiritual community, because this is almost looks like spirit downloading into the angel in the card, right? So it's like, I feel like for some of you, it's almost like your spiritual antenna or your spiritual field has a bit more like closed off, or almost like a bit more fuzzy. It's like trying to, like when you're switching the radio stations on, like in the car, and you're trying to get to a certain station, or you're on a station, it's like you can't hear the song properly. You can hear bits and pieces of it, but it's not completely clear. So I hear that, like, clear your aura. Some of you might need an aura cleansing, but with Counselor here says, you are a natural counselor and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So this also, whoever needs to hear it, also like to whoever feels like they don't matter or feel like, I don't know, because I just get a feeling of an Aquarius out there that's just like, just feeling basic, which is like, I don't know if you need to hear this from me, but you are not basic. Especially being born in Aquarius is considered the rarest sign. But besides the ego attached to the Aquarius energy, our highest version of ourselves is when we can guide and teach others. And that's why Aquarius energy plays out the way that it does, because we really represent the mental and like the spiritual nourishing that we all need. So not only like getting that counseling, but also being able to give it to others. So I feel like some of you are at a point to where it's like counseling might be the best thing for you, whether that's finding a therapist, finding that friend or someone you can relate to, and someone that can really just assure you of the best version of yourself and can really just help you see yourself and the things that you do that much more clear. But I feel like this is also for you to be a counselor for others. I feel like, especially with this friendship, is giving me that there's a friend out there that all you have to do is reach out to them. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I also get this energy too, where it's just like, you are a counselor, even in the smallest ways. Like you're like, even at work or just like coming across people in their daily lives. Like, you don't know how many people you help on a micro level also. So that's what I got for you, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it resonated. Actually, before I leave, let's do a rooted and growing. Just for an affirmation, I wanted to leave you off with an affirmation to carry with you. This deck is the Rooted and Growing deck, and it is made by Melanie Holst Collins. I think I shouted her out last reading. She has a really good podcast on Spotify called Full Ass Human. It was really good. I listened to a couple episodes of it. She's a really talented teacher, really amazing guide. But she made this really beautiful affirmation deck. So let me leave you guys with an affirmation. I really hope you enjoyed the reading. If you stayed the whole time, I appreciate you. I love you. I hope to see you back during the next reading. Let's see. Oh, I love that. Okay. All right. So this one says, lose your mind. It's good for your heart. As a human spirit beings, naturally, we are very intuitive, instinctual, but our true nature has been compromised by a heady, logic-heavy society. Losing our mind through meditation, listening to high-vibe music, being creative, loving on a loved one, or simply forgetting the time for the moment allows us to remember our heart exists, allows our hearts to open, allows us to learn beyond logic, allows us to feel. Lose your mind and get into your heart. And the affirmation is, I am grateful for my heart. And I also got, I acknowledge my dopeness. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Take some time, meditate, ground yourself. Remember how amazing you are. I don't know if anyone told you today, but you are loved, you are beautiful, you are divine. And I want to thank you for joining me. Definitely tune in with me on the next one. Please like, share, subscribe. If any of this resonated with you, definitely leave a comment below. Let me know if it resonated. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.